Hey everyone, welcome into the reading. So this is going to be a weekly all signs message for the week of June 14th through June 20th, 2026. And my intention, as always, is to provide you with some sort of perspective or a clarity to your current situation. And I think that for some of you, even though we are reading for a 7-day time frame, maybe these readings are more of a general read or more of an overall message for your current situation at this time of your life. So they may be just a 7-day read or something more than that. You take it how you will as you listen. But yeah, again, thank you for being here. And I hope that these readings help someone. All right, so we'll see you in the reading. Hey Aries, welcome into the reading. So we're going to start off with getting a overall message with the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get details with this Sacred Witch Tarot. Okay, Aries, what's up with the Aries this week, please? June 14th through June 20th. What is the energy overall message for this week for the Aries group that I'm reading for today? Gravity. Groundedness. Ooh. All right, something is bringing you back to reality here. Maybe you've been on a high, maybe you've been on a vacation, maybe you've been out and about, maybe things have just been going super amazing. Not to say that this is not amazing, but something is like, oh, back to the real life now, okay? Like there's a sense of that this week, like getting back to work or back to the grind in some way, right? Like getting back onto your normal day-to-day routine in some way. Maybe some of you fell off of your routine recently, like an exercise routine, a diet, or, you know, maybe you were on vacation or something like that. And it's just like this week, it's back to work type of energy. For some of you, it's important that you remind yourself to stay grounded, to stay practical about a situation that comes up this week. Like you need your reaction to something that happens this week is requiring you to be realistic, to be practical. Okay, so trying not to get too caught up in the situation or overthink the situation. And then just relying on your support system and your family or the external in your life to hold you and to catch you, right? Like maybe some of you are needing a support system right now. I do think that something is changing in your life. And I don't know if it's starting this week or if this is like a bigger reading where it's not just for the week. It could be like for this time of life in general, but something is changing. For some of you also the astrology of this time is really hitting your natal chart pretty hard. That's requiring you, or not requiring you, but it's like guiding you in a different direction. And maybe it's overwhelming, right? Like maybe you're going through a really hard aspect. So I don't know, for some of you here, if you study astrology and if you study astrology, you know your birth chart, but maybe like looking at some of the transits that are happening right now that are affecting your birth chart. That could be a situation going on with you. Like for some of you, like maybe you're going through your Saturn return. Like it makes me feel like super hard, right? When we're going through our Saturn return, like it's not easy. It's so not easy. And with the moth and the butterfly energy up here trying to hold this person up, you can tell that this person is really going through it. But then at the same time, the butterfly moths here are talking about transformation, which happens in a Saturn return. So for some of you, that might be the case. Okay. What else for the Aries, please? Let's get a personal card. What is happening with the Aries personally? Mind, heart, body, soul. Aries, Aries. The Magician. Did you ask for it? I feel that strongly. Like you asked for this. I don't know if that's like yourself telling yourself that, or like maybe God telling you like this is what you asked for, you know. You've been working at this for quite some time, that's for sure, because big things like this that I'm feeling it to be, like they don't just happen out of nowhere. Like it takes work, it takes consistency and thought and strategy, and even implementing that strategy. Like there's just a lot that goes into it. But you have the skills, you have the talents, you have the know-how, you're capable, you have potential to really get it done, right? There is electricity coming through here with this card. Like what you touch is going to manifest. Like what you think of is going to manifest. What you put into place, like you will get the results you're looking for, especially this week. Okay, especially at the time that you're listening to this. This is a really strong indication and sign that whatever you're working on, the results that you're wanting, you're going to get them. I'm getting that you will get a result. There's something about results coming through this week. If you're doing like any intention work, or like you're a practitioner working with the elements of the sun, like working on like doing a spell or something like that on a sun day or at noon, or when the sun is at a certain phase or something like that. I don't know. I don't think the sun goes through phases, but like maybe when the sun is in a certain sign, I don't know. Like going back to the astrology of the situation. Definitely Sunday. Okay. What else? Details, please, for the Aries. What else is coming through for the Aries this week? Yeah. Oh my God, yes. The wheel is spinning. The wheel is spinning. Things are happening. It's one thing is leading to the other, is leading to the other. There's people involved. I feel like there's news. You're going to be either giving news or receiving news. It's just like the next phase of life. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune, but Wheel of Fortune's also coming with blessings. I feel like there's so much happening in your reading and in your life right now that this is why this gravity card is coming through, because you need to stay as grounded as possible. Wow. There's something going on with the Leo, because the Leo had the King of Swords, the Ace of Cups. I want to say the Three of Cups as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. For sure, these two cards were together. There's a gift. There's a gift of love. There's a blessing. There's a union. There's partnership. Coming to a very stoic, detached, distant type of person. Are you the stoic, detached, distant person? I think you can be detached or distant for sure. Like, but so much love is coming through for this King of Swords, male or female. So interesting when there's this energy of the King of Swords with all of this love surrounding it, just like the Leo reading, because it's hard for a King of Swords type of person who is just so analytical and mental, like is driven by the mental sides of themselves, right? Not super driven or guided by the heart or guided by passions, guided by intellect, guided by what is definite and what is not definite. Like it is or it isn't type of thing. So to have so much passion and nurture and love and all of this watery energy surrounding this type of person is like, I mean, it is a blessing, right? Like thinking of like the hard old man who is loved by their family, right? Like underneath it all, I'm sure there is love, but how one shows it is very hard and dry, you know. But either way, this is also making me feel tired energy. All right, it's a blessing and it's beautiful, but it's also tiring in some way. You've been working so hard at creating this thing and manifesting it with the Magician here twice that it's already starting to deplete you and to wear on you. But it's working. Okay, it's either working or it worked. And there is a lot to celebrate. The Three of Cups is making me feel your support system is coming through, the people in your life, the people that love you, like I was mentioning earlier. So, you know, put some of the burden or on them, right? Like if you need to take a nap, if you need to rest for a little bit, like have them take care of something for a little bit. But, yeah, it's just the next phase of life for some of you. It's not just this week. It's like this time of life. You're just moving into the next phase of life. And if this is a Saturn return for somebody, and with this energy, right, like just be careful with the fertileness unless you're trying to conceive. But definitely a lot of not the majority, but a lot of people during their Saturn return do conceive. So that is something else to be mindful of. All right, Aries, that was your reading. Best of luck to you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Taurus. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start off with an overall message from the Elemental Oracle. We'll go into the Serpent Fire Tarot for your personal energy and get details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Taurus, please? Oh, okay. Looking at June 14th through June 20th. Oh, nice. So you have fire. So this week may bring a lot of passion and intensity, a lot of action, initiation. Maybe for some of you, you're dealing with someone who is a fire character, fire type. Maybe they're a fire sign or have a lot of fire elements in their birth chart. But you're trying to create. Fire is the element of creation. Without fire, the intention that you have in your mind, right? Like the idea or even the emotion that you have toward the idea cannot manifest into the earthly plane without this. Okay, so this is just telling me that you are busy at work trying to create and put something together, not at work literally, which some of you might be, but more than anything, working toward manifesting and creating something. All right. I would also be careful with getting too hot, as in maybe temper or even your physical nature. You may be sweating a lot or feeling just overall hot. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe some of you are working out or, you know, just being really physical and are intending to sweat. Maybe others of you are just having maybe some hormonal changes happening or something, but something to think about. And yeah, watch it with the temper. All right, what else? So let's go into your personal energy for this week, please. What's up with the Taurus? Mind, heart, body, soul. One card for their personal energy. Ooh, nice, the Chariot. Yeah, I do feel that these go hand in hand, even though the Chariot typically is a card that the sign of Cancer rules. I do think that Cancer, being a cardinal sign, is more of an initiator, right? So that feeling of getting something done, taking action, right? Like getting up and doing the thing. I do feel that somebody here is like, I might as well do it, right? There's an element of, if nobody's going to do it, then I might as well do it. So something in life is requiring you to take action and maybe step away from your comfort zone a little bit, you know, maybe not to be so comfy, cozy, or maybe you're out and about a lot, you're traveling, going here and there, maybe you're super busy, but it's all in an effort to accomplish a goal and to get something done, okay? Now be careful with like the direction that you're going. I do think that you're going to feel as though things are not as smooth as you would like them to be. Like you're not going to be able to go in a straight line. Okay. This is going to be like, okay, take a left, take a right, or, no, we're not doing this after all. We changed our mind. We're going to do this instead. So depending on the individuals you're working with, or I don't know if you're doing this alone or not, but, so like distractions or like outer forces, outer circumstances, external circumstances may impact the ride. And like it's going to impact you from having a smooth drive, right? Like metaphorically. And maybe for some of you that's literally. All right, let's go into detail with the Serpent Fire Tarot. Let's see. Taurus. What does this all mean for the Taurus? Give us some more information. So you have the World. My neighbor's dog is outside. They're always outside when I'm doing readings. Ace of Cups, which is fine. And the Emperor. So here is more that fiery energy here with the Emperor. Taking action, taking control, as I mentioned earlier. Whoa. I didn't even know I had this card in there. It says, unlock the sacred mysteries of tarot. Maybe there's a mystery that you're trying to solve. All right. So with the World card, there is a cycle that's ending, or even if it's not ending, the concept of this pattern, this go around is coming up again, right? So there's something about, okay, here we go again. I've seen this before, right? What you have an option to do it differently this time. It doesn't have to be the same over and over again, right? But at the same time, there is a completion here. So a cycle, whether this is a 7-day period that you're looking at, or this is more of a bigger general message for you, some sort of cycle is coming to an end finally. And for some of you, I don't know if you're going to be able to end this cycle, but I want to say for the majority of you, you will, seeing that you have fire and chariot. So like you're super passionate about this. Okay. Like this is all you want. You want this to be done and you want to start new. You want to start new with the Ace of Cups, a new passion, a new sense of like emotional connection to something. Maybe you haven't felt emotionally connected to something in quite a while, and you're taking the reins and you're taking control to get it done and to make it happen here. Okay, there is an authoritative figure coming through, so I don't know if this is you or someone else. But I think that they're on board with this whole new start. I think they're on board with ending the old and starting the new. Okay. I am getting, for some reason, I don't know what this is, but I am getting like a darker Pisces. So I don't know if that's like physically dark, like, as in what they look like they dress like dark or whatever, or if that's like a shadowy type of figure. I don't know if this is like somebody living or in the spirit world, but it is coming through strong for somebody here. Like a more darker, sultry, feminine, mysterious figure coming through, providing a new start in some way. Okay. And I do think that this is tempting for some of you to take, but it requires big change. It requires big ending, whether you know it or not. Some of you might not even think twice about this and take the offer or start a new thing, not understanding the changes that it's going to require or the changes that it's going to create in your life. King of Wands, there you are with the fire and the King of Wands. Yeah, a lot of passion. I love to see that for the Taurus. 3 of Wands. So you put things in motion, and 2 of Wands. Yeah, you're definitely on the right track. Okay. So whatever this is about, wherever you're going, you are on the right track. Even if it feels like you're zigzagging and it's not like a straight line, the there's like, you just have to have faith in yourself, right? And I think that you do have faith. You made this decision, you created the change, you stopped the cycle, and you're just watching, and sort of at some point you're just like, I did this, and now everything is going to start unfolding. It may take a little bit here with the Three of Wands to see like the results of your efforts, but you'll get them. Like, it's inevitable, it's that whole thing of like, what is it, like with every action there's a reaction. You're gonna see some sort of change based off of a decision and a choice that you made. You chose to go a certain direction, right? I want to say you chose the right thing. You turned your back on something that was wrong, and you chose the right thing, which is good, right? Like, you chose something that was beneficial for not just yourself, but probably for everybody involved. But yeah, let's see, is there anything else I'm getting from this? Nope, that's about it. So let's go into a good takeaway message from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. For some of you, like a few of you, it feels like there is, like, this woman energy is still prominent here. And I don't know if, like, if it's you, or you're trying to, like, come off this way. But there's, like, a lingering feeling. Okay, I don't, it also feels like things left undone, things left unsaid. All right, whatever that means. But it's still lingering. It's like something that was from before, is like presenting itself. I don't know if it's like literally they are in front of you, like saying, hey, hi, or the memory of them, or maybe you're meeting somebody who is like similar to them. And so they are coming back into the forefront of your mind in some way. I'm also getting something about like remembering what they would do, or thinking about like it feels like somebody here was dealing with another person, and I want to say it was a woman, okay? They're from long ago, they're from before, but you're faced with this this situation where you have to take charge. You're faced with a situation where you have to take control. You have to do something about your situation. And I feel like this feminine figure was there before when a similar experience happened. Okay, so there's like a familiar, similar feeling coming through here. And this person is playing a role, whether they are presently in your life, but I want to say that for the majority of you, they're not in your life anymore. But their essence lingers. Okay, maybe it's like their advice, their wisdom, their just, I don't know, like what you learned from them, like something lingers about them. And for some of you, it could be like a spirit, right? Like in your environment or something like that. But it's like a very hovering, lingering feeling. Magic. This is your takeaway message for the week. So the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move forward toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. It doesn't matter. It's like, it doesn't matter what you believe, as in like, do you believe they're in God? Do you believe there is a God? Do you believe there's one God or many gods? Or I don't know. It doesn't matter like religion. It matters more so the intention and like your magic, like your ability to take action and manifest and create. Okay. Maybe for some of you, you're looking at God or you're looking at Goddess, or you're like, please do this for me. Please do this for me. Like although I think that sometimes deity, God, source, spirit, whatever, creates opportunities or scenarios for us, right, in our life, the majority of the things that come to us are because of our own will and our own action that we took to get them. So it's like, believe in your magic. And I think you are believing in your magic at this time. You know, you're coming through with profound focus and intention on ending something in order to take something new, something that you're emotionally connected to. With the Emperor and the King of Wands, male or female, you're super you're so in control, and you are taking the reins of this situation or of your life at this time. And that is the magic in of itself. Okay. All right, Taurus, I hope you got something out of that. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Gemini, let's get started with your reading. So we're going to start off with an overall energy message from the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and get details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, so Gemini, what's up with the Gemini this week, June 14th through June 20th, please? One card for the overall message for the Gemini for this week. Creation, water, number 29. All right. So, I wanted to say celebration, and it's probably because it's your birthday time, but maybe you're listening to this, outside of June, which in that case, maybe you're still doing some celebration for something, but either way, we got water and creation here. There's intention happening. Okay. You're trying to summon up, energy, summon up a situation. Maybe you're trying to raise your vibe and stay positive and be conscious of your emotional state, your energetic state. I love to see you using water and being close to the water. It's such a cleansing, fresh, clean energy. Sorry, that was your card. I have it up here because I'm doing your reading. But yeah, it's like, maybe there's a cleansing that's needed. Maybe you've been called to the water, guided toward the water. It is summertime, so maybe you're going out there with family, doing some celebrating or something like that. But if you are, I would definitely take advantage while you are near a body of water to utilize that power to its fullest, right? Whether it's the ocean, a river, a lake, even a swimming pool, you can try. But there's also a sense of like wisdom coming through as well, and learning. Maybe you are going through a time in life where you feel a little bit wiser, more mature, right? You're seeing your previous self and loving that part of self and having compassion for those parts of self, but knowing that you are different now and you are not completely that person anymore. And maybe there's a strong sense of gratitude that you have gone through what you've gone through, and now you're here at this time, in this moment, of life. And maybe you have a lot of love here that is supporting you and surrounding you here with all of the doves. But this is a beautiful thing. And maybe for some of you, you are hanging out with your elders in some way, right? Like the more mature, older people in your family. Let's get a personal energy card. Mind, heart, body, soul for the Gemini, please. Gemini, one card. Eight of Wands. Yeah, things happening super, super quickly. It's happening so fast that you probably can't like really process certain parts of this situation. You're not able to process like what just happened 5 minutes ago right? Because you're already on to the next thing for some reason. I'm getting music. There's a music element there. Maybe you're doing some dancing or something like that. For some of you, and I was getting this with the water card as well. But for some of you, there is an element of looking at the past. Yeah, looking at the past and seeing how fast life has gone. Okay, like just the other day you were doing something, right? Like just the other day you were 20 years old and now you're, however old you are, right? But like, how did you get here? Why, how did it go so quickly? Like, where did time go? What have you done with your time? What do you have to show for that? That is a strong message that when we think about that, like we tend to not want to think like that. We want to ignore that, but maybe it's coming up for some reason. I don't feel so much that you are completely like content. You want something to move fast. You want to get the ball rolling on something. I also feel strongly that you're not content completely, and you're going toward a thing and you want it to happen fast, but you're not excited about it. It's just like, let's just get it done. Let's just do it already. But there's no passion or excitement about that. But at the same time, you have this beautiful card. Like the energy, God, source, spirit, nature, your environment, right? Your energetic environment is lovely. And it's asking you to create. It's asking you to look within and connect to self, to love self, right? But you, right, as the Gemini, are moving too quickly to stop and like sort of smell the roses and to stop and really like connect. There's a lack of spiritual connection happening, and maybe like a need for it, and maybe you're feeling called to a spiritual connection. Like if you're thinking like something's missing, like you're looking at your life and you're like, I have the money, I have the job, I have the house, everything is fine, but there's a gap. There's a void. There's something missing, right? Which we all go through that. And I don't know for about everybody, but I want, like, I can say, like, I want to be confident in saying this, that gap is always a spiritual connection. It's always spirituality that is missing. That's the void, right? Like creating a spiritual practice, connecting, even if you don't have a specific religion that you believe in. Maybe you don't believe that gods exist or that there is a God or whatever, but you know what you can believe in? Like the outside. You can go outside and everything that you see out there is alive. That's proof. That's something that there is something bigger than you, right? Like connect to nature, connect to whatever you want to call that, right? Like go outside and feel the ground. Go outside and put your hands in the soil, Go to a plant nursery, right? Like buy some soil, buy some plants. You're like, when you are around these things, your energetic state starts to balance, right? You start to feel more grounded, more stable, right? Like there's an anchor, like something like connecting you to the ground, to the earth. You are a part of the ground. You are a part of the earth, right? Like you are whole within that. And if you are feeling like there is something missing, even if you have everything, I would probably say that that's the thing. For some of you, you think that love is the answer with the Two of Cups, which, I mean, I understand, we're human beings, right? Like, if you're not in a relationship or whatever, like, of course you want to look for that. Like, people are drawn to wanting to feel connected in that way. I understand. There's so much more that goes into it, though. Okay? Like, it's not just like, I promise you, right? Like, if you're going through a moment where it's like you're looking for a relationship or whatever, and then you feel like once you find find the person, you're going to feel good again. And maybe you find the person, but your shit is still going to be there, right? Like, your own internal stuff that you haven't been able to work on is still going to be there. If you don't have a spiritual connection, that void is still going to be there, even if you find love. Okay? Like, that I can say with confidence that that's true. So it is important to, if you're looking for love, great, right? Like, okay, but don't forget to work on self, like, that's where everything derives from. Three of Wands, Nine of Wands, you're protecting something, protecting a relationship. You are waiting for an answer. You're waiting for somebody to tell you how they feel. You're waiting for somebody to tell you, where they stand, maybe. Some of you, you're just in general waiting for somebody to come into your life, something like that. You have the Nine of Wands, like, I don't know, Gemini. There's just a lot going on because there's so much beauty. Then it's like, like, this is like a meh feeling here, even though things are happening so quickly. You want something to happen so bad here with the Three of Wands and the Two of Cups, but at the same time, your guard is up with the Nine of Wands. Like, if your energetic state is guarded, then you're going to push away or lock the door, close the door on some sort of opportunity here with the Two of Cups. Even though you're working super hard to attain the Two of Cups, which is some sort of relationship. You're working on attaining the relationship, but there's a blockage. You're trying to protect something so bad at the same time. Are you protecting yourself? Are you protecting the relationship? For some of you, you're not speaking about it, right? Like, you're not opening up about how you're feeling. It's just like every day it just gets more, like, worse and worse, I'm feeling. There's a need to communicate here with the Three of Cups, but I don't know if you're communicating with the right people or the right person. Maybe it's time to, like, share some of this with the people who are close to you, who would support you and maybe just, like, give you a shoulder to lean on, a listening ear, right? Somebody who can just listen. Like, they don't necessarily have to give you advice. They don't have to go out and fix the situation and, do something about it. But find the person who you can they can hold space for you while you are communicating this information. Because when you talk about it and you express it, you find answers, you find solutions. There is a need to come into union for two sides of self or two different people to harmonize together here with the Temperance card. It will change something, all right? If this happens, it's going to change something. Because it's not just one person, or it's like combining two people into a relationship. Your life will change, their life will change, right? Like, you will see things from different perspectives. You're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to, like, do things for them or them for you. Like, it's all a partnership. Creating a partnership requires change. And I don't think that, I don't know. I feel like you're creating it because you want this. Okay. With the Three of Wands and this, you created it, and it's probably moving fast, and you're probably like starting to realize that. And maybe you're getting a little hesitant or a little scared. And now it's just coming to a point where you just become in your head about this situation with the Nine of Swords, because it's moving so quickly. I don't think that you are completely sold on this person. I don't think that you're completely wild about them and maybe not even that attracted to them. I don't think so. I think it's just happening so fast, and you're more preoccupied about slowing that down than you are about how you really feel about them. There's other people involved. I'm getting clarifiers, even though I don't really like to, but I have the deck here if I absolutely need it. I said there would be change. Something's going to change with this situation. The Nine of Pentacles is a really good card, but it also indicates somebody who is single and an individual. That is your a really basic interpretation of the Nine of Pentacles, though. But for some reason, I felt to say that you do have everything you need. Okay, I want to caution someone here. Hold on. Because this Death card coming out with the Nine of Pentacles, your stability, your security is changing because of this relationship and this collaboration. What you've been able to build for yourself will change. Because of another. I don't know if you've really thought this through. Maybe you know that you have to think this through. I can't help but notice this person's demeanor and entire vibe, right? Like you see that, right? Like this person is just going with the motions and it's going so fast, but they're not really happy about it. Yeah, Eight of Swords. If you're not careful, you're going to stay stuck in this situation for a while. I don't know. If you don't want your security, stability to change, you need to do something about that. Okay? Because you're going to end up in a situation that's going to be really hard to get out of. Right? Like sometimes, I don't know. I'm 42 years old. I've lived a life, right? Sometimes we do things and we know better. Sometimes we still go for it though. And it's like you don't even know why you're going in it. Right? And I'm also talking about relationship wise, right? Like you meet a person or whatever, and maybe there is that void that you're trying to fill. And it's like you take it so quickly and you go so fast into this relationship, but you don't really even like them, and it's like, and then you find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of, and then it takes you a long time to get out of it. So it feels very much like that. Okay, what are you doing this for? That's what it feels like. What are you doing this for, Gemini? Go find yourself, Okay, well, I hope that helps somebody. Sorry about it. Have a good one. Bye. Hey Cancer, welcome into your reading. So we're going to get started with an overall message from the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot and get details from the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Cancers this week, June 14th through June 20th? Cancer, please. What's up with the Cancer at this time of life? One card. Overall message for the Cancer. Electricity, wildness. Ooh, lovely. I love a good wild Cancer. Well, there's a sense of the inability to be steady, to be still, and just flow. Okay, I'm getting flow with this energy, with this card here, and being guided by the light, being guided by maybe spirit. I'm also getting, for some of you, guided by the weather or the seasons even. Okay. Obviously we're recording in June, so the summer solstice is coming up, your birthday time's coming up. So there's something about that as well, like preparing for the next phase of the year, or the next phase of life even. But with electricity, you may be feeling electric at this time, like charged up, powered up, right? Like you may be on a really high when it comes to your energetic level. And I think that for sometimes with Cancer energy, Cancer people, we tend to go through these moments, right, where we are just going and we're flowing and things are vibing and we're creating, and we feel really good and we want to accomplish all these things and do all these things, and that's beautiful. And take advantage of this time while you have it, for sure. Just be careful with the downtime that comes with extending so much energy, because I know we can get like really lethargic and depleted after a moment like this. So you may be working on a lot of different projects right now, and things that you've been so excited to do. Like, now's the time to get them done. And yeah, it's like as you accomplish a goal, as you complete a project, like it charges you even more to do more, if that makes sense. In your personal energy, you have the 7 of Pentacles. You're doing all of this in an effort to better yourself, to better your family, to better your environment, to better your life in some way, right? Like you see where changes can be made to do something better here, to improve. Okay. And a lot of this is happening because it's like the season to do that as well before the birthday. And it's a beautiful moment to take advantage of. But there's an analyzation, like analyzing the parts of life or the parts of self that you can work on, that you can focus on, that maybe there's parts of self that prevent you from doing certain things. And because of that action that you're taking, and you're getting out of your own way, and maybe some of you are getting out of like procrastination, things like that. Like I said earlier, like as you accomplish the things, as you start the things and you're doing the things, like it's just going to pump up and power up your energetic level, your energetic state, your vibe. Okay. All right. What details are coming through for the Cancer, please? Let's go into more depth. Love that. 10 of Cups. The Fool. The Hermit. The Fool and the Hermit. It's interesting. So here's the wildness that's coming through with the Fool, okay? The electric energy. You have the Fool with the wand, right? With the magic. The stars are coming through. The sigils are coming through. You're definitely creating. For some of you, the fire element is super strong, like the elemental, okay? The spirit, the elemental spirit of fire. Look that up, like YouTube that or Google that. The elemental spirit of fire is here. It's present. For some of you, this is your guide, okay? This is your Like some people have like ancestors who guide them, or an archangel or a guardian angel. I don't know, something like that. But like, I feel like for somebody here, it's an actual elemental, like the personification, the essential fire energy that is your guide, whether you know it or not, which is pushing you to create, which is pushing you to manifest and to take action and to get up and to move and to, I'm getting the word circle. I don't know if some of you are like creating a circle, like ritualistic work or something like that, but I'm getting a circle. Anyway, but yeah, the wand, the staff here is the metaphorical symbol of you creating and using your power in some way. And you also have the staff here with the Hermit card. But I think that you are overall feeling really supported, right? You have a really good support system here with the 10 of Cups. Like, these are people in your life who are seeing this happening and who are providing their love and attention and support in some way. I think that for whoever's listening here, it's like you have a really good emotional state, and emotional relationships right now are doing super good. And when a Cancer is in a positive, healthy, emotional relationship and their emotions are steady, they can accomplish anything, right? Like, as long as the emotional body is intact, is solid, is healthy, there's no stopping you, right? And I do feel like that's the case. You're also doing this in the privacy of your own home. You're also doing this without maybe telling too many people, without putting yourself out there. And I also think like you've come from a time of major introspection and introverted energy, which essentially at the core, I do think that the Cancer is an introvert, but there is a sense of like leadership, right? There's a sense of helping and being of value in some way. The Cancer knows that they are valuable and that they are skilled and talented and they can bring something to the table, right? Like, the Cancer does not want to be discounted or ignored, right? Like, when they are able to bring something forward. So it makes me feel like you're coming out of this time ready to share, ready to be of service, ready to get your hands dirty and to really like take action on something and to help, and to provide a sense of wisdom and experience to a group of people or to the situation that you're about to enter. And for some of you, it feels like people are like, what? Where have you been? Or like, I haven't seen you in so long. Or, like you're just coming out of your cave, you're coming out of your shell, right? What else, please? Yeah, that fire elemental spirit, like coming through with the dragon here and the dragon there. I mean, the salamander is the symbol for the fire elemental, but this is a pretty close energy with the dragon. Okay, so you have the 7 of Cups, the 9 of Swords. Yeah, you're helping. I'm getting that this is helpful energy, helping people who are feeling down and misguided or that lack direction. I don't feel like this is you here with the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cups put together. I feel like you're helping these people. Like, this is you. It's almost as though there is a situation for some of you here that is happening in your life where it's going to make you come out of your house. It's going to make you come out of your shell. It's going to make you come out of your introverted, introspected, phase of life, because somebody needs the assistance. Somebody needs direction. Somebody needs to know that they are not alone, that, you know, they need to get out of their darkness. They need to get out of their own head. Somebody is really going through it here with the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. There's a lack of direction. This person is a little bit like in delusion, or their mind is just disoriented, you know, like they're in fear. They just cannot see the truth, and you're helping, you're bringing truth to something with the Ace of Swords. The 9 of Swords, for whoever is in that energy, it's a perception, okay? With the 9 of Swords, you're not literally in like going through something horrible, but it's a perspective that you are. You're sort of like, it's like the anxiety, you know, that one gets sometimes, and a person who's looking at another person who has anxiety can tell them all day, like, you're okay, things are fine. But the person who's actually going through the anxiety doesn't feel like that, right? So it's something about being of support to another who is going through this 9 of Swords scenario. And they're going through this scenario situation because there's a lack of clarity happening. They don't have the truth. They can't clearly see what's in front of their face. They can't clearly see a path forward. They cannot clearly see a direction to take. They don't have all of the information. Everything is an illusion. They don't know what's true. They don't know what's what. I feel like you've been in these types of situations before, and you see that somebody's going through this and you can't help yourself. Like, you feel like you need to come out and help. Okay? You need to come out and help. And I also feel for some of you, you're also being guided and pushed by your elemental spirit here, who is your guide, who is your protector, who, you know, is like, you are their person that they are, that they, what is it? Like, they're over, right? Like, their job is to protect you. Their job is to guide you. And they're guiding you toward another situation that needs your experience and that needs your help here. Okay. All right. What's a good takeaway message for the Cancer? Awareness. Oof, for some of you, you don't know it. I don't know. Like, maybe you don't know that there's somebody in your life who's going through this. So you need to like figure that out. But the energy of awareness supports our capacity to focus our attention on all aspects of a multidimensional world so that we create a reality that we truly choose. Be careful not to miss something here. With all of the light and the electricity and the high, you know, that you're feeling, the magic, the powerful, like, I feel like you're feeling super powerful. You may be missing something, unfortunately. What is missing? You're not seeing something. It's not that you're not seeing something. It's just that you're not aware of something. Okay. So you don't know that something is happening here with a loved one who is feeling this way. Or I don't know if it's a loved one. It could be anything or anybody. I don't know. But you're not aware of it. There may be the truth coming out to like show it to you. And it's going to require your attention. You're going to be made aware of something. It's going to require your attention and your experience to help. Okay. All right, Cancer, that is your reading. I hope it helped, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Leo. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start off with your one card for the overall energy for the week with the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then look at your details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Leo this week, June 14th through June 20th, 2026, please? One overall message for the Leo for this week. Pressure. All right. And it also has the word transformation on there. This is a really beautiful card. So it looks as though for this week, at least, you probably have a lot on your plate. And I do feel that you're going to learn something from the circumstances or the situations that come up this week. It's probably going to teach you about yourself and how much you can handle, and how you operate or react and respond to pressure, to responsibility, to being the person or the one person who needs to take control of a situation maybe. I do think that the pressure, although it might be coming from external, there is something happening internally. Like there's a side of you, or yeah, like a side of you that maybe you haven't seen before, or maybe there's a side of you that others haven't seen before. I do think that it's going to ignite a fire under you that is going to make you like wake up. Like, I don't know, it's just like a bright light that happens all of the sudden. I'm seeing like, I don't know if you've seen this in like movies or whatever, but when just a bomb or like a bright light happens and it sort of just takes you back, right? Like it's so intense that it sort of takes you back, and maybe like your ears ring, or like the light is too bright that your eyes like squint or something like that. But it's a moment in time, it feels like, where it strikes. There's a moment this week that's going to feel like a lightning strike, or like something just bam shows up, right? Like out of nowhere. And it may take you back. It's going to create some sort of pressure. And you're going to learn something from it regarding how you handle things. And it's going to make you see yourself in a different way, or make you see a part of you that you didn't know existed. But yeah, it's going to change you. Okay. For some of you, this is not just a 1 week thing. For some of you, this is an ongoing situation, because typically when it comes to transformation, it doesn't happen that quick, right? Like it's a process, you know. But there is beauty to it as well. For some of you, maybe you are transforming your look. Okay, you're changing up your beauty routine or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just get an overwhelming feeling that this is like such a impactful moment, but it's also equally as beautiful, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's go into your personal energy this week with the Serpent Fire Tarot. Leo, what's up with the Leo? Mind, heart, body, soul. Three of Pentacles. You're communicating this thing with others. Okay, you're communicating about it. There is a sense of working together for a common goal, working together to put a strategy together as well. And even with this card, there is that light that I'm also speaking about, right? Like something's and it is the light within. It's the light behind your mind, in your head, right? Like it's happening maybe on your, like that one of the higher chakras. I forget what the names of the chakras are, but there could be something about your ability to connect with your higher self, with higher minded concepts. There's something about being in a situation that well, not normal people, that most people probably would not, how can I say, like, normal people would not be able to handle this, or normal people would be scared or overwhelmed, you know, being in a situation like this. Like, they wouldn't know how to get out of it. And I think that you have an answer to that. Like, you're just like, okay, like looking internal, looking at self, looking at your capabilities, what your potential is, and having the ability to like have the confidence to get out of this situation, or to work through the situation, make the best of this situation. Okay. All right, let's go into detail for the Leo. I think you're going to surprise yourself even. I'm also getting surprise just in general coming through strongly. Something is a surprise. You weren't expecting it. It is something of love. It's something of care, of nurture. This is new to your life, so maybe you didn't know that you can care about it or nurture it up until now. Maybe for the time being, you're going to see this thing very logically, where I do feel strongly that this thing has to be seen or felt emotionally and spiritually, okay? But for now, when you receive this gift, when this surprise comes in, when the bomb happens and it just takes you back, your first instinct is to be practical and logical about the situation and control your emotions. This is a situation that involves an overwhelming amount of emotion, and you know that. And so you're working even harder to control the amount of emotion you're willing to give here for some reason. But you're overcoming the situation for sure. If you're thinking about like what strategy, because the King of Swords comes with like an amount of strategy, right? Like putting a plan together, because they're logical, practical, intellectual, you know, like they're going to look at the facts, they're going to look at the data, and they need to put a plan together. But I don't know if you're going to know this or not, or eventually you'll figure it out that that plan needs to involve some sort of emotional capacity in order to accomplish the thing here. Okay, because the Six of Wands is about victory and accomplishment, which the King of Swords wants to do, but the Ace of Cups is in here as well. So the King of Swords is also, this could be you, but it's also like protecting something that's precious, something that's valuable to them, something that they have an emotional connection with. They're doing the thing for the sake of loving something and caring for something. You also have the Strength card. Yeah, so it goes, the strength is coming through with the pressure that's happening. Needing to, yeah, for sure there is something that's vulnerable, something that you care about strongly. You want to make sure that you do the right thing, that you protect it the best way you can. With the Six of Cups here, especially, there could be children involved for sure. But the Strength card here is talking about the transformation that needs to be had, that is happening. So whether you are choosing this transformation, or it's the universe is like, okay, it's time for this to happen. Maybe you didn't choose it, but it's definitely time. It's going to take a lot out of you. I mean, obviously you can do it, you know, like the Strength card is very much your energy. Obviously you can get it done. Like, you're so capable of it. For some of you, it's love, it's children, it's family, it's union, it's partnership, it's marriage, it's relationship stuff here. Okay, but this requires a gentle, loving approach unless there's somebody else in your life that's gentle and loving that can really take care of this and you're taking care of the details. But either way, something needs to make sure that this vulnerable, innocent thing is being looked after. Yeah. There's even all these cards are just coming through like very, very protective, right? Like what are these? Are these dogs? I don't know. These dogs or these animals here, like, as a protector, this warrior over here with the Six of Wands as a protector, there's something creating itself here with the Lover's card. Like, this makes me feel like a womb, right? Like the internal womb. That could be metaphorically or literally for some of you with the Lover's card here. You've been waiting for it. You're waiting for an answer. You get the answer. There's a surprise. It's going to just break your mind. Like, this, for some of you, like, I don't know if it's for everybody, but for sure for some of you, it's like, what? Like, it's going to just change everything. Okay? Like, I'm getting that so strongly here. And all of the sudden, you have pressure on yourself. All of the sudden, it's like, how do I do this? I need to take care of this. I need to protect this. I need to love this. Okay? So, I mean, this could be like literally a child for somebody, right? Maybe somebody here finds out that they are pregnant or having a baby. But this could also be like just maybe like a little bit more or like less impactful. It could be like a child needing you, right? Like all of a sudden maybe they fell and they scraped themselves, or like maybe they had an accident or something, and you have to like take care of them. Okay. But this could be something bigger than that as well, right? Like just an overall life change. I am getting that somebody here is like going to be responsible for a human, for a person. This could be like an elderly person, like maybe you're taking in your parent. But it comes with the level of surprise as well. Okay, so for some of you, you didn't know that you were going to have to take care of this person, but all of a sudden you are taking care of this person. But then you find things out, right? Because that element of surprise is here as well. So like you're discovering things, it's breaking your mind, it's just taking you out of your comfort zone, like in all the ways, right? Physically for sure, but also like your day-to-day like quality of living or something like that. So yeah, it's I don't know, it could be more than just a week, right? But it is a big reading for some of you here. It is a beautiful thing, right? That all of a sudden you have responsibility over something so precious, right? You have this precious loving thing in your life now, and you're going to do everything that it takes to take care of it and to overcome some sort of situation where maybe you felt like it took a long time. Maybe you felt it was never going to happen. There was an element of dryness. Okay. Like maybe there wasn't a lot, because when I'm thinking dry, I'm also thinking the need for water, and then I'm associating water with emotion. So maybe there wasn't a lot of emotion or a lot of love or a lot of care, nurturing in your life, right? Like maybe those aspects of self, like the heart, the love, those aspects were missing. And now you have this thing coming into your life that's going to bring with it this care, nurture, love, those aspects. And maybe you've never felt them before and you're feeling them now, right? Like it was very dry, very hard. And now all of a sudden it's warm and full of love and emotion. Okay. I don't know. But let me know what this is about. Good luck, Leo. This was your reading for the week. Have a good one. Bye. Hey, Virgo. Welcome into the reading. So we'll get started. We're going to pull one card from the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get details from the Sacred Witch Oracle. All right. What's up with the Virgo this week, please? June 14th through June 20th, Virgo. Hearth, comfort. Oh, look at that. That is so cute. All right, home and family are probably of huge focus and priority for you this week or at this time. And I mean, when is it not, right? Like your family, your home life is super important to you and your number one priority most of the time. But there is a sense of like being comfortable at home. Maybe you just want to chill this week. You don't really want to go out there and, do much. Maybe it's too hot or, it's like maybe you've come from a time where you've been doing a lot and you've been going out a lot and you just want to chill and stay home and spend time with your loved ones and spend time in your sanctuary. And it's also like the hearth, right? Like if imagining a fireplace, like people come around that area. People gather in this type of area, right? This is where everyone feels together, So maybe there is a concept of like, let's get together at home. Let's have family time. Let's do something together, all of us, right? Maybe there's a lot of like stories that are being shared, or maybe you're watching certain events together on the TV or playing games, or I don't know. Do it just as a group, as a family unit, coming together and just feeling comfortable and cozy and homey with each other, which is a beautiful thing. And if you're not doing that, this is like a guide, like a card guiding you and saying like, you need to do that. Let's get a personal card for the Virgo. Mind, heart, body, soul for the Virgo, please. The High Priestess. Wow. Okay, super powerful. All knowing, right? Like all feeling, like your intuition is like really charged up right now. Your third eye is opened. You are getting messages and guidance from your higher self, from spirit, source, God, goddess, right? Whatever it is. It's like you just know something to be true. You don't have to second guess it. All right. Your instincts know it. Your intuition knows it. Your being knows it. And I don't think that you are sharing this with many people. Okay. I do think that you, like, I'm getting someone here. What is this? Like, acknowledging, identifying gifts. All right. Like it's a very strong feeling that somebody, like I just saw this whole card glitch. Is it me or is it like the camera? This card is glitching. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, this is super powerful. There is somebody here who is coming into their own when it comes to their abilities. Okay. Like their powerful magical abilities here. There could be also like your psychic abilities. But I do think that you feel a change within your body. Your body is changing in some way. It's morphing. You see it. It's physical. Okay. Your body is going through physical change. And it's also creating this like secluded, distant energy that you have. What is this? It's like, because you feel yourself morphing and changing, you're secluding yourself a little bit more. I don't know. It's just really powerful. And it's crazy how this is coming up with the Hearth card. I do think that you have taken time to yourself and you have been very introverted and solitary, and before anybody starts to think that something's wrong or something like that, you start to like make time to come out and to spend time with your loved ones. For some of you, this is also like a health thing. Okay, maybe you are aware of a health condition that you have and you don't want to tell anybody, but you do want to spend time with your family at this time to feel that love, to feel the support, even if they don't know. Does that make sense? But I can't stop looking at this. There is a sense of like, look from afar, like looking at you from afar, but no one can really get close. No one can get close to you. They can only see you from a distance. For some of you, you are communing with entities, deities, spirits who are non-existent in the physical plane. And you're rising up to meet them on the astral plane. You can see them. Okay. Details, please, for the Virgo. The Magician. King of Pentacles. Three of Swords. You know something, like I said. And I don't know if you created this or if it's just like you know it to be true so much, so strong, that you may want to use your powers to create change. Okay, you probably doing, like, for some of you, I'm not saying for everybody, but this is for some of you who are practitioners, right? Who maybe, I'm just gonna, for lack of better words, right? Who are witches, male or female, like doing something about it, doing something about something here that made you feel really shitty. Okay. You have the King of Pentacles, which is not your energy. Okay. This is someone else here, and they are going, or I don't know, they're so much feeling a loss, but this loss has to do with this person, this King of Pentacles person, male or female. This person is very different from you right now. You're more ethereal, you're more like you're higher up in your frequency. Okay, their frequency is very dense and very like grounded, whereas your frequency is up in the air, you know. But there is a change, there's creation happening. Something is being created with the Magician, and it doesn't come with loving energy, or it doesn't come with like, I don't know, it comes with the feeling of hurt and heartache. And so I think that's another reason why it's important to go back home, or to be home, to be with your loved ones, to heal. There's something happened, obviously. There was some sort of like ritualistic situation. There was somebody coming through with their full intention and action that created a feeling or a sense of pain, heartache, and loss. This King of Pentacles took control of a situation, or was at the forefront of this situation. You have the Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands. I don't know. This is just like very up and down. This energy is like there's steady, dependable, reliable energy coming through, but at the same time there's loss and heartache. And then at the same time there's like union and this feeling of total happiness and like home, right? The Four of Wands is related to the hearth and the home energy. But with the Five of Pentacles of loss, the Five of Pentacles is a feeling of you don't have what you need. And why is the Three of Cups here? Like, why is anybody else involved? Like, what's happening here, Virgo? This energy is so crazy. Like, nothing is related. Okay, there's no flow. Everything is just very sporadic and like divided. But yet you're just watching. You're watching it all play out. You're watching it all happen. You're not taking any action. Okay, you're not taking action. You're spending time at home, but at the same time, you're watching this all happen. And there's a deep sense of knowing what's going on here. I don't like it. I'm so sorry. I mean, I love that the Four of Wands is here, right? It's showing me that there is support. There is some sort of happiness at home. But at the same time, there's like all this energy of like, I don't like that this is here. I don't like that the Three of Swords is here with this heartache and pain. This King of Pentacles feels like he's lacking somewhere. Like he or she doesn't have what they want. I want to say they have everything they need. They're a King of Pentacles. And I want to say they're in search of something more. But it's hard to obtain. It's hard to grasp. In order to get the thing that they're missing, they really have to climb. They really have to put in some work and effort. All right. It's possible they're a King of Pentacles, like they've done this before. But right now, they don't feel like they have everything they want. And of course, this could be you feeling like that. And so they need to like do something. It's like an energy of like, I want to say, what is the word I'm trying to say here? Conquer. Okay, I'm getting conquer. They want to conquer something, obtain something, acquire something, overcome something. There's like all of this, like, I can do it, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But with the Three of Cups, it could just be all talk. Either way, there's talk. Either way, there's a lot of talk happening. Whether and you know it, right? Because you know everything right now. Like why? Why are other people involved? Like this is not necessary for other people to be involved. There may be like energy of like, oh, I'm going to help you, I'm going to support you. And if that's genuine, then okay, right? Coming together with a group of people. But I don't know if it's genuine or not. Let's see, just get a few more clarifiers here. I'm very, what is the word? Cautious about clarifiers. Like, I don't like to use them often, especially not at this stage of my practice. Maybe in the beginning, years ago. But I do feel like somebody here needs to know more. What is this Three of Swords? There you are, Queen of Pentacles. I knew that card was going to come out too. The High Priestess. Bro. The Five of Swords. No. Okay. I mean, you, like, I don't know what it is, but you know what it is. The Five of Swords is here with some toxic energy, with an energy of like somebody doing whatever it takes to get what they want, right? Which we have already established that this King of Pentacles, male or female, feels like they don't have what they want and they're going to do whatever it takes to get what they want. Like we already said that. But they're burning bridges along the way, right? They're creating a circumstance that is worse than what it was when it started. And you're literally like, you're not doing anything about it. You're watching, obviously, but it's like you're at the point where I'm good. I'm good. You do you, you know. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to tell you that you're doing the wrong thing, right? Like, you know better with the Queen of Pentacles here, as far as like what in the earthly realm needs to happen. And you also know in the higher realm, right, what's really happening, like what's going on. So like, it just makes me feel like you're stable, you're secure, you're spending your time at home where you love to be with the people who matter. And this person is out there, you know, trying to find what they've lost, and you're letting them go. Aren't these cards so beautiful, though? Hey, Libra, welcome into your reading. So we're going to start off with an overall message from the Elemental Oracle. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot and get details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, Libra, what's up with the Libra this week, June 14th through June 20th, 2026? Libra, please. Time. Discipline. I don't know. You might be looking at the time a lot. There could be like a sense of time jumping, timeline shifts. There could be different times that you have to do something, like you need to, you know, do this thing at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you have to do it again at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you have to do it again at 6 o'clock at night, like something like that. Okay. And I don't know. It also makes me feel like you're looking for an answer to something. You're trying to figure something out. Okay, you're trying to open, I want to say Pandora's box, but like maybe you don't know that what you're about to figure out is going to open a sort of Pandora's box, right? Like symbolically. Maybe you're just curious about something and it turns out to be something more than you expected. I think that you are guided though, okay? You're guided, you are protected. I think it's important to connect with your like nature or like the spirits of the land, like in some way. I don't know if people here think that way, like connecting like where you live, right? Like there's spirits of the land. It could be like people, like spirits who lived there before, who were alive, you know, there before, or it could be elemental spirits or plant spirits. But there's something about that. Is it like a guide? Like you have a guide that's pushing you or nudging you to be curious about this and open this Pandora's box? It feels like that. Like somebody here is being nudged by a guide. That could be literally as in the physical world. Like another person's telling you like, hey Libra, like do this, right? Like look at it, like look into it. Or and maybe you're like, should I do that? And they're like, yes, like what's going to happen? What can we find out? Maybe there's a little bit of like stalking going on, or not like can I say? They call it stalking, right? Like when you're looking at people's social media and stuff like that. Or it could be like a spiritual thing, like you're being guided toward something. And for some of you, you're going to find like what it could be something in the past or something from the future, but it's going to come through in a form of like it's from another time. Something is from another time. This could also be like as mundane as you're talking to your grandparents, right? Like, and they're giving you insight to something that you never knew before, right? But it's from another time. They're from another time. Or it could be you finding a physical object that's from another time, but there's something about that. All right, your personal energy, you have the Sun card. Yeah, you're bringing light, you're bringing clarity to a situation. Okay, this is you opening that Pandora's box and getting the truth of something. This is you shining the light on something that was very dark, very shadowy, that was closed up, that did not want to be bothered. Okay, this is you opening the doors, opening the windows, you know, in someone's home that is very dark. But yeah, bringing in the light, getting the clarity, and there's a level of vulnerability that comes with the Sun as well. And this could be you being vulnerable and just showing all of yourself or expressing your true thoughts and feelings. Or this could be you getting it out of somebody else and having somebody else be vulnerable, showing their thoughts and feelings. I do think that for the people who I was like, oh, somebody is nudging you and guiding you, like telling you to do it, you're working with another person here for sure. All right, let's go into detail for the Libra. Ace of Swords, truth. You are intentionally looking for the truth. This truth is going to come with some baggage. Okay, this truth is not going to be easy. Like I said, like, I don't think you know what you're opening up here. Four of Swords. This might be overwhelming. It might take you by surprise and sort of like deplete you. It could be a lot of energy all at once that is making you feel really run down, burnt out. The pursuit of truth is making you feel burnt out. There is a need to just like at some point just release it. I'm also getting here for someone that and I'm so sorry, but it's just coming through, so I have to say it. There's like a level of embarrassment. Okay? Like whatever box you opened, whatever, you know, piece of information that you opened maybe was not supposed not that it wasn't supposed to be, because like everything that happens is meant to happen, but maybe the other person or like where it comes from, like it never thought that it would be, what is the word, found out or discovered, right? Like this thing, there was no intention of it ever coming out and ever showing itself. And so I feel like for somebody here who does that, they are embarrassed that they did it, right? Like if the Libra is the one that opened up Pandora's box and showed the world what this is and made the truth come out, after the thing happens, the Libra may feel embarrassed that they did it. I don't know. But there is a need to back off at some point and to just let that embarrassment or that guilt, I'm getting guilt also, like just roll off and take a break, take a breather, you know, get some rest. Maybe this is going to come with judgment. I'm so sorry. It's just the message that's coming through and how I'm feeling it. All right, you have the Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Four of Cups. I mean, there is this thing of like, okay, getting away from the situation. Getting away from this. Maybe this wasn't yours. Okay, maybe this was not meant, like, it just wasn't your thing. It belonged to somebody else. And it's like, oh no, like, what did I do? Right? Like, it's that feeling of what did I do? But even if you feel like that, I'm also getting that inevitably, eventually, it is going to help someone. Okay? It may not feel that way or seem that way in the moment that this happens, but eventually you'll see how it did benefit somebody here. It did help in some way. Or maybe you won't see that it helped. I do feel that for somebody, like, you're already out of it. You've already moved on. And by that time, you're not going to know that it actually did benefit somebody at some point. And I don't know if anybody is going to tell you. Maybe you'll find that out later on. Maybe word of mouth will tell you that later on. I don't know. But there is an energy of beneficial, of a helping hand, you know? Yeah, and there might be like memory about this, right? Like maybe all of this is also like for somebody else here, I'm also getting like this happened before and it's coming up now. You did this before, you know, and maybe you didn't know everything that came out of that and you're finding that out now. That's why I'm getting it's from another time, okay? But clarity is coming through, truth is coming through about that situation that happened before. And you're going to see how it helped someone in some way. It helps somebody also leave a situation. Maybe you gave some truth to somebody that they didn't know, and it helped them make a choice, right? Like to leave a situation that was not good for them. And maybe you've always thought about this in the back of your head. Maybe you've regretted it or you felt guilty or just embarrassed in some way. And it always came with those feelings up until now you found out like, oh, it did actually help them. Does that make sense? And this could also be like your situation too, you know, like you're the one, like somebody told you something that you didn't know that also helped you get away from a situation. I don't know what this is, but yeah, this is a lot of that. Sorry. It's a little bit heavy for me to like read this and pick up on it just because of like the guilt and the regret that's coming through. And I don't know if that's you or someone else. I don't know, but it just feels like that. I would just say like as much as you can, just try to like concentrate on your frequency, your vibration, and your emotional state. You know, like try to steady it and regulate your emotional state, your nervous system. Don't get too bogged it down or like focused in or overthink this. Just let it be. Like it is what it is, right? What was said was said. Just let it be. Let it take a life of its own. Let it unfold on its own and just release it. All right, let's get a takeaway message from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Okay, what's a good message for the Libra? What does the Libra have to know? Oh, I got two. All right, so you have soul and conception. So soul, the energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. I'm getting like, again, going back to what I said about, I feel like everything that happens is meant to happen, right? Like there's something about that here. I don't know if you subscribe to the belief or the concept that we chose the lessons, our soul chose the lessons that we are to learn and to experience in this lifetime before we came here. It's making me feel like that, like your soul knows you are connected, right? Maybe you don't understand why this unfolded the way it did. Maybe your human self doesn't know, but your soul knows. Okay. And also for someone here, like you're meant to be a catalyst. You're meant to be the person that brings truth, that shines light, that brings clarity. Okay. You're meant to be the energy that disturbs negative forces. You're meant to be the energy that breaks apart, you know, these like down darker energies, if that makes sense. And then conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focus, awareness, and intention. Two things that I'm getting with this. It again goes back to our soul decided this, right? At conception, when your soul decided to come and reincarnate in this lifetime at this time, right? And then for some of you, this has to do with conception. Okay. There's also a sense of like the beginning. This was a beginning of something, even if it happened a long time ago and now you're barely seeing the results of that or how it unfolded, or even if it's happening now, you're not going to see this till a long time from now. You're not going to see how this moment is going to impact your future in some way, right? Going back to it's from another time. Okay. Super interesting reading. I hope that meant something for somebody here. I don't know, because it was very out of the mundane type of day-to-day type of reading. So very interesting. But yeah, Libra, that is your reading for this week at this time of your life. Hope it helped you in some way, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Scorpio, welcome into your reading. So let's get started. We're going to start off with an overall message from the Elemental Oracle. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get more detail with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, Scorpio, what's up with the Scorpio for this week at this time of their life? One message, overall message. Okay, you got fire. So nice. I believe the Taurus got fire as well. Taurus is your opposite sign, so there may be some connection there. But I'm getting a lot of manifestation with this. You have the number 8 as well, which I always think is associated with the sign of Scorpio. But I just heard what goes around comes around. Okay. So there may be an element of action that has been taken is going to create a reaction, as we know. And so I don't know if I do feel that you're completely intending for that, right? Like there is a reaction that you're trying to get. I'm not saying this and to be like you're just looking for attention and you want a reaction from somebody, although that could be. But I'm just saying that you put something into motion, right? Like you started something and you're waiting for results here, and you're not just waiting, you're expecting results. Okay, that this is going to happen. But there's a lot of action. Maybe you're going to be super busy this week, or you're maybe really busy at this time of life. There's a lot of choices and decisions that need to be made as well. Okay. I'm getting choices and decisions. And I'm also getting something about like different aspects of self and trying to create whole. So maybe you feel out of balance and you're trying to create more balance internally. Let's get a personal message for the Scorpio. What's up with their personal energy? Mind, heart, body, soul. Scorpio, please. I do think that you're watching something create. You're looking at it be created. I don't know what that means. You're observing it in creation. I want to keep saying it over and over because I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, like how I'm feeling it. Something is creating, right? Like it's happening and you're looking at it and it's forming. You're seeing something form. Sorry for yelling. Okay. You got the Hanged Man. All right. So again, it goes into the watching and observing. You're looking at it from a different lens though. It's like a distorted lens. Okay. For some of you, that's literal. Like you're looking at something from a distorted lens. For others of you, you're just not seeing this thing clearly. And because of that, it's creating a different perspective. Because of that, you are changing your opinion on something because you don't see it clearly. And it may not also be what you expected. So therefore, it's changing your opinion or perception on the thing. And this may be about yourself as well. You're not seeing yourself clearly. You're seeing yourself from a distorted lens, a distorted mindset. Maybe your self-talk is pretty bad right now. Maybe you're being super critical of self. It also feel like somebody else sees you one way and you don't understand why they see you that way. And you're trying to figure that out. And as you look at yourself and reflect on yourself and become more self-aware, like the more you try, the less self-aware you become, if that makes sense. Like it's like overthinking. Like when we overthink, things just are not simple, right? Sometimes it's like it's just a simple concept, right? It's simple. But when we overthink it, it becomes distorted. You have the World, Two of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Well, a cycle is ending. The cycle is presenting itself and giving you the opportunity to say no, not again, or yes, let's do this again. Let's try this again. But with the World comes change. And with the World comes this sense of overwhelm as well. Like having it all just pile up and wanting to feel lighter and free again. You have a choice. You definitely have a choice between starting a new cycle with a person or ending a cycle with a person. And this may not be the same person. Some of you, you're only starting a cycle, right? Which means what you're ending is the fact that maybe you're single, right? And you have a choice to start something, a connection, a relationship with somebody else. For others of you, it's the fact that you are having a choice to end something. And then, of course, for others of you, it's both, right? Like you're ending something with one person and you're starting something with another. So there's a choice that needs to be made here. and you're walking the fine line. I feel like you're prolonging this so much, right? Like you're trying to take it as far as it can go, or you're trying to go as far as you can without making a decision. And so therefore it's distorting this whole relationship or this dynamic in some way, right? Like I'm getting this energy of, for somebody here, let's just say it's a relationship or like a dynamic with another person, and it's like the both of you want to accomplish something together. The both of you want to go towards something together, and you haven't been able to really make a choice on that. And all you're doing is just talking about it. And the more you talk about it and the more you talk about it, the less clear it becomes, right? It starts to create this energy of like, oh my God, like I don't even want to do this anymore. And maybe that's from the other person. Like forget it, right? Like if we're going to be talking so much, like why aren't we doing it? You know, like what and this could also make you feel like, if this is another person feeling that way, it could also make you feel like, do they even want to do anything, right? Do they even want this anymore? Because they haven't made a decision, or somebody is feeling like that about you. Okay. But yeah, there's a chance to, and again, it's going like you're seeing this unfold, like you're watching it happen. You're watching the distortion happen. It's creating something else that it wasn't before. Like this thing was not like that before. This thing was different. And you're watching it unfold in front of your eyes, and you're watching it change, and it's changed, like it's distorting in front of you, and it's morphing into something completely different than what it once was. That's a strong message there. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah. Taking sweet time, a long time. Three of Pentacles, talking. It's like, this is like exactly what I was seeing. The Three of Pentacles is like the collaboration, the talking it through, the making the plan, the coming up with the strategy, you know, and it's just like, this thing is taking so long to get off the ground. Why? I do think that it's sad. There is a level of loss here with the Five of Cups. There's a feeling of losing something. Do you feel like if you go down this route, you're going to lose yourself? Do you feel like if you go down this route, you're going to lose like something that you've been trying to create, or you're going to lose an opportunity? It brings a level of sadness, and it's probably why you have not done anything about it. That's probably why you're talking it to death and you're taking your sweet time, because it reminds you of a previous situation or circumstance where there was loss. But I urge you to do your best, if you're taking this reading seriously, to do your best to get out of this upside down lens, world, distorted vision, and just go back to basics. Just make it simple, right? Because with the Five of Cups, somebody here is focused on the past and like how something did not go well, and loss and hurt and sadness and all those feelings, when there's literally new, full, healthy opportunities in front of your face, right? Like all you have to do is get out of your own head. All you have to do is just see. It's like perspective. Perspective is a big thing here. I feel like, because with the Hanged Man, it also comes with a sense of stagnation. But I don't think it has to be like that. I think that the stagnation comes from you just procrastinating. So yeah, I mean, this experience can be joyful. This experience can be lovely. You know, it can be full of love and beneficial, optimistic, positive energy here. You know, you have the lovers at the end of the day. Like that is a state of mind and a state of being that is blissful. Okay? That's like being at your favorite place with your favorite people, doing your favorite things like all the time. You know. So why distort that beautiful place or sense of being because you are remembering something that once was? You know, it doesn't have to with the world, because the world comes with a sense of cycles. And are you breaking cycles? Are you starting a new cycle? You know, is this cycle the same as before? Like, this cycle does not have to be the same as before. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's get a takeaway message from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Wow, this is like everything, right? This is like taking yourself out of your head, because this is a new thing. This thing you have not experienced before. You're not coming from a place of intuition. You're coming from a place of trauma and experience, right? Like that is, you know, especially in the spiritual world, or if you're working on self, like personal realization, working on growth, like the ability to distinguish between experience and trauma versus intuition, right? Like, is your gut telling you something because it's your psychic self, it's your higher self looking out for you? Or are you feeling something that you once felt before, and therefore you're connecting those dots, and in your mind it's the same thing? I feel like with this card, this feedback card or takeaway card, like it's telling you it's not the same thing. This is different. You need to treat it like it is different, right? You're going about it in ways that you went about other experiences. That's why the world is here, so you can break cycles and not make those same decisions and choices, because this thing is new. This thing is different. This thing you've never experienced before. And that is exciting. So I hope that helps somebody here and you got a good message out of today's reading. Thanks. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome into your reading. So we're going to start off with an overall energy message with the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and get details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, let's see what's up with the Sagittarius, please. Overall energy for the Sagittarius for this week. Sagittarius. Rock. Endurance. Okay, well, you're the person that everyone is depending on at this time. Okay, so you're coming through super strong, super sturdy, right? And there is an element of like not being able to break. Okay, so I don't know if there's like pressure going on, but you're working well under pressure. And through this like hard, I'm getting like a hard exterior or hard shell or something like that. Like through that comes nurture. Okay, so maybe there's this thing of like hard love, like just being a little, like you're being strict, but for the sake of love. Does that make sense? Like you're coming off strong, you're coming off authoritative, or like you're not willing to budge, you're not willing to be flexible, you're not willing to change your mind. But you're doing it from a place of love, from a place of nurture, from a place of like, by you doing this thing and being stubborn about it, or like you're putting your foot down, it's making me feel like very dad, or like very like masculine, trying to be authoritative. But by you putting your foot down or something like that, like you know that something is going to be able to grow and flourish. Okay, because you're the one that has to be strict, because you're the one that has to follow through, and people depend on you. You're reliable, you're stable, you're steady, you're consistent. Because of all of those things, there is an opportunity for growth here. And this could be like you're growing out of those things. This could be personal growth, like you see these aspects of your personality and you want to be more nurturing, more loving, more accepting. I'm getting that is the case for some of you. For others of you, you feel like you have no choice but to be this way for the sake of prosperity, for the sake of blessings, and for your future. Okay. So there's something about those concepts coming through for you. What else? What is in the personal energy for the Sagittarius? Knight of Wands, which this is your court card. It's weird because the Knight of Wands is anything but the Rock, right? Like typically you can't depend on a Knight of Wands. Typically the Knight of Wands is flighty. And maybe that is the case. Like you're learning yourself, right? Like maybe this is a case of a younger, more inexperienced, immature Sagittarius growing out of those ways into more mature Sagittarius. I don't know. But either way, the Knight of Wands in your personal energy is making you feel spontaneous. It's making you feel like you want to try something out. You want to try something new. Your passion and your focus is on something, right? Like creating something here with the fire energy of the Knight of Wands. And it also, you feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like you're capable, like you can do this. You have what it takes. Do you know what I mean? Can you endure though? You might have the potential, right? You might have the talent, you might have the skill, you might have the intellectual capacity to do the thing. But can you endure? Am I saying that right? Endure? Can you endure with the Rock? Can you go the long way? Can you stay the course? Can you, like, does that make sense? Because with the Knight of Wands, it's a matter of, oh, I'm going to do this now. I'm super passionate about it now. And then you find something else you're passionate about and you go toward that. But with the Rock, it's like, there's no going anywhere. The Rock is there. Like literally a rock is there until external forces move it, whether that's weather or a human or an animal, right? But in order for a rock to move, an external force needs to move that. And I don't know if the universe is asking this of you, like testing you. Can you endure? Can you stay the course? All right, personal details. Just details for the Sagittarius for this week. 5 of Cups. Hermit. 9 of Pentacles. Well, the steady, secure energy is definitely coming up with the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit as well. Like, these are like well-grounded energies, right? There's common sense, there's practicality, there's a sense of being reliable, of doing the right thing, okay? But then you have the Five of Cups, which is also a feeling of sadness in some way. Somebody maybe in your environment may be feeling a little down right now. And I don't know if you can pick up on that and be their rock, right? Like a shoulder to lean on. I do think that maybe you can, because a hermit energy, like, they're aware. The hermit is aware. The hermit puts themselves last, right? Like, they're looking at the environment. They're looking at the situation. They're not looking at their own motivation, their own desires. You know, they're coming from a place of higher wisdom. And maybe you're sharing some of this wisdom with this person who's feeling down. And maybe you're bringing a sense of stability and security to this situation. There is somebody here who is more melancholic, more down and dark. And maybe they're not always like that, but maybe for right now they are. And they're living in the past right now, though, okay? So that is something that you want to think about. If this is you living in the past, you're learning something from that. Okay, there is a sense of like seeing a lesson play out in your memory, okay, or learning a lesson from a memory. Like, that happens, right? Like, we can go through an experience and think that we've learned something, and maybe we have. But years later, when we remember it and we really like sit back and reflect on it, we can see so much more about that situation and learn so much more about ourselves, about the other people involved, about the circumstance, like whatever, about life even, when we look back. Okay. And we should look back to memory for wisdom, right? Because there's experience with memory, but we don't want to live there. So you don't want to stay there for so long, right? Because you want to come back to the present and live in the present. But there is something that the hermit energy here of higher wisdom and higher knowing is getting from a past experience. There's also this sense of like, by being the rock and blending that with your fearless energy as the King of Wands, got you to where you're at, right? Like, as a Sagittarian, you're born as a Knight of Wands, right? Like, fearless and wide-eyed, you know, like ready to take a leap and to do a thing. You're born with that. But throughout life, you learn how to be steady. You learn how to be practical, how to be cautious, you know. But it doesn't mean that your fire lights out. It doesn't mean that you sacrifice yourself. Like, how can you blend these two together? And I think that maybe you're coming to grips of like, you are both. You can be both. And by you being both, a fiery, spontaneous, a little bit reckless, you know, you're going to gamble with life, right? Like, take a risk, along with a practical, realistic, cautious approach, or being smart essentially about something, has gotten you to this Nine of Pentacles lifestyle, right? Like, of steady security. You know, you have the money, you have the home, you have the job, like, you're okay financially, you're okay materialistically. But not without loss, not without negative experiences, not without pain. Okay. It's a lot. I feel like most of this is reflection. Just reflecting back on something. Like where you came from, you know. You also have the Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands. This is very much of energy of protecting what you love. You love something so much. The Nine of Wands is like, you need to protect it. And it's automatically just making me feel like you're putting up the fortress around this thing that you love. It could be a person, it could be a lifestyle, it could be a pet, it could be anything, yourself, I don't know, but, or all of those things, but you're putting a fortress around it. Like you want to keep it safe, you want to keep it secure. You're the rock, you are protecting the thing because loss. You know what it's like to experience loss and sadness. So you're wise and you're coming from a place of experience here with the Hermit. But there's so much love and nurture and compassion, acceptance here. Okay, the emotional state, like it's so strong with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Like there's I don't know. Like it's just overwhelming, right? Like they say with the Ace of Cups, like the water is overflowing, the emotion is overflowing. And you're doing everything in your power to protect that. So I don't know if something's coming up this month or this week or at this time of life that is making you feel like you need to protect it. You need to take care of it. But the Knight of Wands still and will always scare me a little bit, because this is so impulsive and spontaneous. Like it's hard to build a consistent, dependable energy out of a Knight of Wands. So this could just be coming through because you're so passionate about protecting something, because you see the lion there, summoning your courage, summoning your heart, right? Like doing something out of the love, the strength that you have in your heart, in being confident about your ability to do the thing, to protect this thing, to take care of this thing. You're passionate about it. It's like a young person being given a huge responsibility, but they are down for the task, right? Like essentially that's what this reading is for me. It's like an inexperienced, spontaneous, like bright-eyed, wide-eyed energy of a person who is like open to the world and wants to experience the world, but they're given here with the Ace of Cups, right? They're given something so sacred, so special, given something that is like irreplaceable, right? And said, here, you take care of this now. This is your responsibility now. And so imagine that type of person being given something so important to take care of. But they say yes to it. They're like, yes, like I can do it. I can do that. Right? Like being motivated and willing to do that. Like that's what this energy is making me feel like for this reading here. All right. What is a good takeaway message for the Sagittarius? Curiosity. The frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. Yeah, like I'm getting the wide-eyed, bright-eyed person, like wanting to know, wanting to experience, wanting to put themselves out there. Curiosity. Sometimes when we're curious, we just go all in, right? Like we're curious to know something, and then we start to go down a rabbit hole, and it's just like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. So it could be like an energy of that, or like you need the universe, because this is a takeaway message. So the universe is like, you need to be curious about this. You need to be like, what is the word? Interested. There you go. You need to be interested in this thing. You need to be interested in something. Interested in what? Interested in how to protect the thing. Interested in how to take care of the thing. Interested in personal growth and maturity. Interested in like learning lessons, or interested in how you can use your past experiences to help you through this one. I don't know, but there's something about that. Okay. I hope this helped, Sagittarius, and you got something out of today's reading. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Capricorn, welcome into your reading. So we're going to start off with getting an overall message from the Elemental Oracle, then go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Capricorn. Did I say Aries? I just did the Aries one. Okay, Capricorn, please. What's up with the Capricorn this week, June 14th through June 20th? Overall message, overall energy. Electricity, wildness. Love that. All right, well, maybe you are taking time off of work. Maybe you are wanting to have fun and go out and let your hair down and just show and express your true self in some way. Maybe you're doing away with any rules or regulations right now and just going against what you're supposed to do, and doing more of what you want to do. It's also giving me strong creative vibes here. And the magnetism of something, like something is a magnet, like maybe you're a magnet to, like, I don't know, like something is calling you. Something is like you're being guided to something specific here as well. And maybe it's not in your nature. All right. Maybe some of you are doing something that you never thought you would. Yeah, I do think in general, the Capricorn can be like more wild in nature, especially when they're older, I want to say. Like when a Capricorn is older, like they're more just, how can I say, like more confident to do what they want. Less reckless though, but at least more confident to do what they want. Sometimes, because you're so work-minded and you want to like make sure that you're always doing something, being productive, it requires a sense of duty or dedication, and maybe you're throwing that out the window this week and it's just like, F it, you know, this is what I feel like doing, I'm gonna do what I want. All right, personal energy. But yeah, there is something about the electricity, like a spark, right? Like a spark, a sizzle, something that just hits you and it shows up in your life, or maybe you're the thing that's showing up in somebody else's life, but it's just like boom, you know, like it lands on your lap in some way, or you are the person who is landing on somebody else's lap. I don't know. 10 of Pentacles. Oh my God, I love this so much. Yeah, like this, you're so good. You're so good this week for you to be able to just let your hair down and go wild. Like you're in a really good position to do that. And maybe some of you are taking a risk in some way. I'm getting that with the electricity card, but I mean, you're in flow state. Perfect timing for creation as well. Your focus, your priorities right now are obviously your money, your family, right? Like your legacy, you know, the people that you love, providing for them, protecting them, being of service in some way, giving back in some way, helping. But yeah, this is so beautiful. This card, I just love the energy it's giving. Okay, these wanted to come out. Do I want to take them? No, I'm hesitating. Sorry. Okay. Capricorn, please. What else for the Capricorn? The Emperor. Love that. You're in control. Emperor does come with a sense of creation, though, for sure. There's no way that the Emperor is not creating, because they're literally the Emperor. Like, they created their entire realm, you know. It's just more of a strategic creation, but it's still creating something. The Star. What is up with the Capricorn's energy? Like, it's so lovely. Two of Swords, though. What has you so hesitant? Like, okay, so maybe you don't know that you're okay, right? Like, sometimes when we are so good in life, we start to like have these little thoughts of like hesitation or doubt, or like, is this too good to be true? You know, is this really like you're expecting something bad to happen based off of maybe your childhood or your environment, like experiences, like the things that we see in the world are always just so shitty, you know, like when you're actually like living and cultivating a beautiful life, sometimes we think like something's going to happen to it, right? Or this is too good to be true, like what's the catch, or something like that. And there should be a level of trust, faith in yourself that you've created and cultivated such a life, trust and faith in the universe that it can happen, right? Like, I struggle sometimes with these thoughts of like I see the news sometimes, right? And I see all of the crappy things that are happening in the world. You know, like, why is my life so beautiful, right? When their life, the other people are really struggling. And I don't have answers to that, and I'm not here to give those answers, you know, but these are thoughts that I do have some from time to time, and I just have to trust. I just have to trust, right? Like, how, for whatever reason, the world is just how it is. For whatever reason, this reality that we are living right now is created the way it was created, and it's none of my business to determine like why it was created that way, right? Like, I'm just trying to live the best life that I can live for myself, and give a good life to my family. So you know, like, if you're struggling with these thoughts, like, obviously pray about it, right? Like, look into that, but you're in a really good position right now. Some of you are hesitating and have doubt on a dream that you want to create and put into reality. Some of you, like, more mundanely, are having doubts about taking a trip or going on a vacation. You're probably doubting it because of the money and time away from work, or, you know, is it the right time to do this, or something like that. You also have the Chariot, the 10 of Cups, in the World. Beautiful. Wow. This is such a big time for the Capricorn, and it's also coming with so much magic, and it's so profound, and like just really beautiful. Like, your support system is so strong. You're on this journey to like emotional fulfillment, physical, material fulfillment. You know, you're in control of your destiny, in control of your life. You see the goal, you have the vision, you're working toward that vision here with the Chariot, going toward it, like literally on the journey. This is like for your life, right? Like, for the quality of life, for your future, your legacy. The world here, though, is requiring a cycle to be a focus, whether that's ending a cycle, starting a cycle. a next phase of life in some way. So if you're going on to the next phase of life, that means that you're doing away or ending an old phase, right? Here with the World card, like something has come to completion. This is very like full moon vibes. So maybe the next full moon is of significance, or you can do some sort of ritual on that day, but it's very much, and the next full moon is actually in Capricorn. The moon will be in Capricorn on that day. So that is a really good day to like do some intention work, some ritual work if you are a practitioner. But the world is this, everything that's happening, it's like I said, it's coming to a height right now. Okay, like you're at the highest of the situation of the time of your life. How can you sustain it? How can you make sure that once that high starts to come down, that it happens gracefully? How can you make sure that that high doesn't go to the depths of the ground here and it stays in a like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm picturing like highs and lows, like peaks and valleys. Like how can you prevent the peaks and valleys and just stay with one straight line? Does that make sense? So maybe these are all thoughts that you're having and trying to prepare yourself for the future. So, and I think that you are like, you have everything you need to do that. But you are very aware that you're at a time of life right now and it's not always going to be this way. So how can you sustain it? And that is the thing. Like, I'm not saying that it's going, like, even though you're on a high that you're going to, that high is going to come down. I'm not saying that because I've been on a high for years already. So it's just a matter of sustaining it. And that has to do with a lot of like self behaviors, like healing of self-awareness, self-growth, you know, like your reaction and response to life when life happens. The ability to prevent yourself from destroying something, from toxic behaviors, you know, like staying as whole as possible throughout these moments in life that, you know, come up in order to sustain this really good quality of living, if that makes sense. I don't know if I was able to articulate that very well, but the trick is your reaction and your response to life when life happens, right? That's how you keep a good quality of life happening, to continue to work on yourself and to develop yourself, to heal from your trauma, to be aware of your behaviors and your reactions and how you treat others, and to get toxicity and negativity out of your life and maintain a high level quality of living, you know? And it's all encompassing. It's like collective. It's not just one thing here, one thing there. It's all of it. So I hope that makes sense, but you're doing a really good job. So kudos to you, Capricorn. All right, that was your reading for this week. I hope you got something out of it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Aquarius, welcome into the reading. So let's get started. We're going to go into an overall general message for the week with the Elemental Oracle here. And then we'll take a look at your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot and go into detail with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, Aquarius, what's up with the Aquarius this week, please? June 14th through June 20th. Atoms. Building. So even though this card says building, there is something about connection coming through. That was the first message that I received looking at this card. I feel like some of you are looking for connection. Some of you may be looking to the sky, to the heavens, to the stars. Some of you may be asking for connecting with someone specific or just in general. I do feel that somebody here is like feeling like they want to share, feeling like they want to relate to somebody or to a group of people. Maybe you feel out of place. Maybe you're looking for your your soul tribe. Maybe you're looking for people who understand you, who know you, who accept you. Like you're coming with your whole self. You're coming with all of your quirks and your likes and your experience or something like that. And you want to share this with other people. You want to find people who have similar experiences or similar ideas like you. You just want to feel connected, and you want to build a community or build a circle of friends or build a relationship with somebody, whether that's a specific person or not. I do think that a lot of you think about this at night. Okay, something about the night is coming through. I do feel it's getting like the sense of like it being dark, but your computer is on, right? Like the computer light or the phone light or something like that. And these are the moments that you're like looking, maybe you're on social media or you're looking at something and you want to connect in the way that others connect. Maybe somebody here is interested in starting a like a channel, or I don't know. I don't know what they're called. I'm not on social media. I'm only here on YouTube, but like I used to be on Facebook. So I think they were called pages before. I don't know about Instagram. Anyway, it feels very much like that. Like maybe you're doing a lot of scrolling or time on the phone, and instead of observing the world in those from those lenses, maybe you can start to actually have real conversations with people in some way. All right, so your personal energy this week is the 3 of Wands. So you are initiating something here. Okay, so for the Aquarius that I'm picking up on, you are connecting with someone. You have made the choice. You took the time. You made an effort. You sent the message. You know, called somebody. You invited somebody. I don't know. Maybe you, right? Like they messaged you, they invited you. But there's something about seeing someone here and initiating the conversation, initiating the meetup. What else am I getting from this card? It's the same energy of like I was talking about how you're coming with your whole self, you're coming with your experiences and your all of that, right? Like it's very much like that of like the layering, the peeling back the layers. Okay, peeling back the layers here with some of you. And this could be through connection, through conversation, you know. All right, let's go into detail. The Sun, the Fool, and the Ace of Cups. Lovely. I love this so much. I feel like you're full of energy and passion. There's also an innocent, childlike demeanor, or maybe an innocent, childlike dynamic between you and another person here. You're taking a leap of faith and trusting that, you know, the other person on the other side who is extending their hand out here, right, is going to receive you in a sincere, genuine fashion. You don't know what's going to happen, right? Like you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know if it's going to be something good or bad, but at the same time, you want this so much. You want to feel like a part of a union or a part of a group so much that you're willing, sorry, excuse me, that you're willing to put yourself out there. Sorry, hold on. I'm going to drink some water. Okay, that had me choked up. I don't know if this is like super emotional. Not that I'm emotional, but like just the concept of choking up. With the Ace of Cups, there could be some emotion coming through, some really strong, profound emotion. It also feels like the other person is also like emotional about this. I feel like the emotion is coming from the other person a little bit more. I feel like with you, it's just more like the intention is there. But there's a vulnerability that comes through with the sun, because with the sun, you see everything, right? The light is shining on the different parts of you that maybe were in the shadow before. And it's like, I'm also getting an image of like the sun shining through, like you know how the sun rays come through like in your home when your windows are open or something like that. It's like a blessing, right? Like, is this a miracle? Is this a blessing? You know, because when we see that and like even when it creates these colorful like rainbow rays, like sometimes we stop and we like take that in, right? Because you don't see that every day, and it could be like an omen or like a message from spirit or something like that. So it does feel like that, like very magical, very I don't know. Like maybe you're seeing this and you notice the sun or you notice the sky or something. You feel like it's a message. It's a message from God, right? Like that this is the one, or that this is supposed to be, you know, whatever you're doing, you're on the right track. But more than anything, the sun is coming through with clarity. All right. You also have the 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. So you're doing good here with the 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups, right? Like you have a really good foundation when it comes to like the material aspects of life. Overall, you're emotionally stable, you know, you're just looking for more, right? You want more from someone here. And there's a missing piece you're really starting to feel the void. Okay. Everything has been going well though so far. Maybe within this connection, things have been going well. In general, like the other aspects of your life, things are going well. But I do feel that you're starting to feel the void, this missing piece, more profoundly each day, or like as you go on. And it's starting to become more clear what that missing piece is. I think you find it, okay? Because you go from the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups, and above that is the Ace of Cups. Like, yes, you find it, but it does require that you take a leap of faith. And I can't speak for every Aquarius in the world, but the Aquarians that I've known, or the Aquarius nature, the character, the energy, the essence that I've come to know, is really scared of change. You know, like there are things that can really scare an Aquarius, right? Like the idea of rocking the boat, the idea that something's going so good, why change it? You know, you're changing it because there is a gap. There's a missing piece here. You know that, it's clear. And there is an opportunity for you to fill that gap. Okay, with what, I don't know. It's different for everyone, but it does require the full energy of making a choice, taking a leap, and following through, especially. And I think that you're definitely doing that with the 3 of Wands energy in your personal area here. So that's great. All right, let's get a takeaway message. Okay, that one wanted to come through. So you have the card of dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin, made up of many different elements, both familiar. Oh, I missed this sentence. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. The dynamic between you and this person, right? Like dynamics between you and people in general. You know, who's bringing joy to your life? Who's making you feel comfortable? when it comes to interacting with them, you know, where there is no awkwardness or where there's no like personal secret motivations, or you know, people are not projecting, or like just genuine, sincere, overall good people, right? Like, does this person do that for you? What kind of dynamic are you creating? So I think the takeaway here with dynamic is like, as you are connecting with these people or this person, keep this in the forefront of the mind, right? Like getting to know them and figuring out how you vibe with them and the dynamic that you have with them is important for some reason here. Okay. All right. Well, that's your reading for this week, Aquarius. Hope it helped. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Pisces, welcome into the reading. So let's get started. We're going to get an overall card for the week from the Elemental Oracle. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot and get some details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, Pisces, what's up with the Pisces this week? June 14th through June 20th. Pisces, what's up with the Pisces at this time? One card for the overall energy of this time. Outer core, fluidity. Wow. This card coming through for a Pisces reading is like perfect, isn't it? I feel like you need to stay true to you. It even has the number 12. Like this is so, like you're coming through so much in this reading right now. It's crazy. But like your sense of self is super important. And I think you know that at this time. It's like you can't help it, you know, and I've never known a Pisces to be able to like not just show up completely authentic, you know. You can't help it. And I don't know if it's creating a little bit of chaos or if it's, I'm also getting attention, okay? Like you just being you, you may be getting a lot of attention at this time. I'm also getting like a glow up, you know, or just somebody or a group of people or just in general, like being noticed. Like your energy, it's not just your looks, but it's also your energetic state, like the frequency that you're on. It's contagious, or like people feel you approaching, people feel you're in the area, people feel you thinking about them, something like that. Or maybe you feel when people are thinking about you. But there is so much beauty that's coming through with your authenticity right now. So much power. And I think what drives that and what drives people to notice you is how fluid you can be. Okay? Like your ability to adapt to situations, your ability to make the best of situations, your ability to handle situations in a graceful way is coming through super strong, you know, and people are noticing that. And maybe it's like, wow, like how can they even do this, you know, and it doesn't even look like they are going through anything, or it doesn't even look like they're going through anything hard. And maybe you're not, but because of that energy that you bring, you're getting a lot of attention from that. I'm also getting for somebody here, like you, what is it? Like you just popped into someone's life, okay? Like they feel as though, it's like a thing of like, where did you come from? You know, like I didn't expect you. I've never thought to meet somebody like you. You know, I've never, like there's a strong, profound, essence or energy of like somebody feeling like you just appeared in their life, almost like an angelic thing, okay? Or this could be like them thinking like you're a blessing in some way. Maybe you are a blessing to the people in your life. Maybe you're providing blessings, you know, you're taking care of them, you're supporting them emotionally with all the water, like you're being a strength here. Sorry. That was your Pisces card. But it's like a person of like total strength coming through. But when you think of strength, I feel like I'm saying it funny. When you think of strength, you think of like earth, and you think of like hard material, right? But you're coming through so strong, but in a more fluid, watery way, which is crazy, right? To think about, because you can just slip through water, right? Like you can put your whole hand through water. You can't put your whole hand through a rock, right? So how are you creating strength through emotion, strength through love, strength through water, strength through sensitivity, strength through intuition and psychic abilities, you know, strength through being nurturing, like all of the things that water stands for. Okay. Personal energy. What's up with the Pisces? Personal energy, mind, heart, body, and soul. Page of Wands. Lovely. There's a spark for sure. All right. You have big ideas, huge ideas. Like your ideas are so profound, and like to some people, they might feel like that's never going to happen. Like you could never do that, right? But to you, it's like, watch me, right? Like to you, it's completely doable. It's realistic. It's in your wheelhouse of capabilities and, you know, strengths that you have under your belt, you know? But it does feel like you want this big life. You want this big love. You want to have it all, you know, and you don't maybe necessarily know where you're going to start, but you can see it, you know, like to you, the path is nothing. To you, because you're so fluid, you can adapt to the situations that come up on your path toward your goal. And you know that. Does that make sense? Like, can you relate to that? Like, you know, because you're this watery, fluid, adaptable energy, that no matter what comes through, what hurdles, what obstacles, what hills and valleys, like the ups and downs that happen, you have total confidence in yourself that you're going to be able to, like, that is nothing to you. The journey is not the thing. Right now for you, it's the goal. Right? How are you going to get from this place all the way to this place and going through all of this dark unknown? By being fluid and adaptable. Okay, 10 of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, yes. The 10 of Wands is coming through, and usually it's like heavy, burdensome energy, right? All these obligations, all these responsibilities, you know, so much pressure, just things just piling on you one after another. But this man looks a little bit jolly to me. It's coming through as I can do this, I got this, and I want to do this, right? Like he is just doing the work, and he knows what he's doing the work for. He knows the results that he's looking for. And it's not a thing to him, as I was saying. Like, it's not about the hard work or the journey. Like, that's nothing to you. You just have an end goal in mind. You have the idea. Maybe you're in the starting process of this idea, right? You have an opportunity to turn this coin into the 10 of coins, which is arguably, oh my God, I can't say that word, which is probably the best card in the deck. Right? This is when you have everything you want. and you worked super hard to get it. And all of these ideas and goals and passions and, you know, everything is manifested in the real world, in the 3D, in your material life. And this could be you getting your 10 of Pentacles this week, or if it's not a weekly reading for some of you, it's more of a general, like, big message reading. This is saying, like, you're on your way to get that. You also have the Knight of Pentacles, Magician. And there you are, the Hanged Man. That's your card. It may take longer than you want it to, okay? But I think that you understand and you're realistic enough to know that. If you can, you're going to try to make it go a little bit faster, though, with the Magician card, I feel. I think you're looking for ways to make the best of your time, right? Like, you have all these ideas. You want it all, you know? And there's, like, several priorities, right, that you are working on at once. And instead of doing it one at a time, you're trying to find ways to do like several of them at a time, right? Like being efficient. And that's where the Magician comes in, right? Like, it's using your skill sets in some way, using your talents to create and manifest something, but it will require you to, I don't know, like, because both of these cards, the Knights of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, have an energy of stagnation, of slowness, slow moving or not moving. But then you have the Magician that's like creation and expansion, right? And so there's something about, like, how can you break these obstacles? How can you break the stagnation with the Magician energy, right? Like, are you literally putting intentions out there so much that you're trying to, like, symbolically, metaphorically break cycles, or, you know, open the doors of opportunity in some way? Or is this, like, literal, you're using your talents, you're using your skill sets, and you're working hard to make sure that you break this stagnation? I don't know. But there is something about that. And just seeing, like, the trick here is going back to the adaptability of a situation, right? Because with the Knight of Pentacles, it is that hard earthly energy. So how can you break it up? It's making me feel like you have, like, dirt that's super hard and dry, and then you have to, like, pour it with water and soak it or something like that to, like, break it up. Okay, so however you want to use that analogy, but that's what you would have to do. You would have to use your water energy in some way. All of those things that I was saying earlier that water represents, to create movement and get the ball rolling again. Okay, so I hope that's a good message for somebody there. All right, let's get a good takeaway message here from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Transparency. The energy of transparency supports our expansion toward a higher vibrational state of being, with more insight, honesty, and clarity. I don't know if you're talking to people about this, right? But maybe you should. I don't know if you're keeping your goals and your ideas and the things that you're working on to yourself. But there is something about, like, opening up and being more clear about your intentions. Because especially like if you're in a relationship or this is a work situation and you're working with other people, like, I think that maybe part of the stagnation is that, especially if it involves other people, If they knew about it, then maybe it'll help, right? Like the stagnation could be that there's no clarity coming from you about what you're trying to accomplish. So therefore, nothing's happening, nothing's moving. It's like you have to open your mouth in order to get something, right? Like the saying of closed mouths don't get fed, right? Like there's something about that. You have to speak it. You have to speak it into existence. And that could be literally like mantras or, whatever. Or it could be sharing these ideas and goals with your person, with your work employees, whatever. So that way they can get on board and help, right? Or maybe like part of it is, maybe it's your partner, for instance, right? For some of you, maybe it's your partner that is unknowingly creating a blockage, right? Because they don't know what your intentions are. How are they going to be able to support you and show up in a way that's necessary for you to accomplish your goal, you know? So just something to think about there. But yeah, that's your reading for this week. I hope it helped, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.